Hello and welcome to Indie Attack Today with myself, Kelson, and
Woody.
Today we have Envrionmental Station Alpha. This is by Click Team, and this is a game that is on Steam Greenlight currently. We played the demo version that's available on their website. And this is a Metroidvania style platformer slash shooter, you know.
It's set up pretty similar to Metroid Fusion, actually, where there's a big station in the middle of space. Shenanigans are going down, apparently, so
Indeed.
You, as a little robot creature, are sent to investigate and see what's going on.
Yeah, and it's the aesthetic in this is very, it's like a very
It's kind of a funky, it's really pulled out compared to a lot of Metroidvanias. The camera's usually pretty close in those style of games, like your Castlevanias and everything like that.
Yeah, totally.
And the character's very small on the screen in this
Yeah,
compared to a lot of
it
other
is.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have you get more of that sense of, like where you're gonna be going is really obvious to you because the map is so big. Like, you're like, okay, that's what I have to figure out how to get the boot. The first thing you have to get in the demo is the rocket boots, basically, to get up to the next area. And that's all, like, it's not like some games like that you really have to seek out. Like, oh, where am I going? This is like, boom, you know where you're going.
The art style is functional, as is, but the cynic in me kind of wants to say pulling the camera so far back makes it so that you don't have to animate stuff as much as you normally would have up close.
It's reasonable.
Which I'm a big fan of, like, sprite-based animation and stuff, and that's in your classic Castlevanias and your Metroids and everything. They have some awesome sprite animation, and I'm not getting that in this, which is one of the things I really like in this genre. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but
yeah, it feels like I wonder what their thoughts are, or if this is just reflective of the demo. If they're going for a more minimalist aesthetic, I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not sure exactly. But as for the actual gameplay itself,
yes.
It's a Metroidvania game. You have a gun. You very early on get a double jump. You can get a grappling hook. You get some other powers.
There's random monsters that you have to fight.
Yeah, you gotta shoot monsters.
Every time you leave a map, you return to the map again. The monsters repopulate. They repopulate.
And it is a very similar aesthetic to a lot of these space exploration and Metroid and everything, to where, it's pretty... Calling this a Metroid clone would perhaps be a little too far, but I wouldn't say it's inaccurate.
Yeah,
it's very similar to
it's
Metroid.
Definitely. I mean, how about the nice way to say it is a strong pastiche homage.
Pastiche homage.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you what's your takeaway from this?
I mean, it seems pretty good from what we've played of it. The problem is Metroidvanias are a pretty common indie genre, which makes sense because there's no major studios making Metroidvania games anymore. So it's nice to see, like, they get made, but at the same time, the marketplace for indie Metroidvania-style titles is very large.
Yeah.
And while not to disparage the quality of any of them, there are a lot of very similar qualities to where they're pretty good, but not amazing.
Yeah.
And I would put this in the same realm as that, where it doesn't necessarily distinguish itself enough from the slew of other games that are a lot like it.
This, to me, felt like one of those games, at least just based on the demo, and I got to the point, I had the grappling hook, and I died a lot. It just felt very punishing, like, environmental stuff, like, messes you up.
There was some annoying, the character being so small, it's very, very precision-based for everything.
Yes.
And when you screw up that precision, you can really screw up, and you do die pretty fast.
Yeah, and it very quickly teaches you must go to the little sort of platform areas where you save and regenerate your health.
I think they kind of feel like they knew how hard it was because those are very common compared to most other games like this. Because normally these games aren't all that difficult. You usually have a pretty big storage of health to fall back on.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is different in that way. It just feels very punishing. So that was a frustration on my part, that's holding my recommendation back a little bit.
So, it's on Steam Greenlight. I would vote for it. Just because,
totally.
They can, there's no reason not to vote for it, but at the same time, it's not a game I would probably rush out and buy once it's open.
Yeah.
It's a good Steam sale game.
Yeah. It looks good. That's the thing. It looks good. It's one of those games that looks really cool. I was really excited to play this, and then when I played it, there's the reality of sort of, and it, whatever, playing it, frustration and stuff added up a little bit, and I was like, it diminished my enjoyment of it over time. But like, I see this as just one of those ultimate games where you would get it in a Humble Bundle or something, and it would just like, you play it for 5 minutes, I fear it's that game,
think, oh, this is neat, and then maybe come back to it at some point.
Yeah, but I hope that in the full release they just launch you into it and like really maybe,
It being a Metroidvania, too, it could get way better later on, and we just didn't get to that because it's a demo and it's the early area of the game.
And that's what I'm hoping is the reality, is that it builds, because the screenshots that they have look sick, and so it's like, I want to get to that further place. I want to fight the big giant
monsters they're showing, because that's what a pulled that camera would allow you to do, is have screen-filling, complicated monsters with a million weak points that you've got to shoot. So I give this a tentative. If you like the genre, it's worth looking into, maybe.
Yeah,
and voting for it on Greenlight. But I'd be a little more tentative about purchasing it when it comes out. We'll see how much it launches for, see if I can get it on a Steam sale or a bundle or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick, I just wanted to say I did really, really like the soundtrack. More, like, particularly thought it was good, and I like the sound design of the game as well. And that was really cool. So I just wanted to put that out there as well. Okay. And I would be with you, a tentative recommendation. Let's see where it goes with the full release.
Yeah.
And
it could end up being a lot better than I am perceiving it to be right now.
Yeah.
But I don't see it there yet.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost there.